Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. This is Polster 2. Just taking this will be a short video today, but we did get the new rods in. These are Gen 4 floating. They're floating pin, or the wrist pin floats in here. It's a full floating design, anyways. So they're Gen 4 rods. They're the same size as the as what the Gen 3 rods are, as far as length goes, which I think is 6.0988, something like that. I don't know. I have to look it up. But these are refurbished rods that we got off of eBay, and I happen to. Overall, I just looking at them, they look really good. I did check the a wrist pin against the bush here, and the bushing, and it went in and was there absolutely no movement whatsoever, as far as left, right, or the otherwise. Also like to show you that these, like I said, are refurbished, but they did not refurbish the big end, because in order to do that, they would have to um, grind down the rod cap, and on the rod itself. In order to do that, just the way it's designed, you'd have to do that. Anyways, so I wanted to show you that on these GM caps, they're actually made, or GM rods, they're actually made out of powdered metal. They get all squeezed together, however they do it, and it becomes one solid unit. Then they do the machining on it, and to get the rod cap, they actually crack it. It's called a crack cap. It's broken, and what happens is, you can see the rough texture that's on there. These rods are made so that they will only fit one set. So if we take the they ain't wanting to play. Anyways, if you do this, they not only the bolt holds it in place, the rod bolt holds it in place, but puts strain on it this way. However, with the rough edges on here, right here, you can see it on the in that this is an exact opposite match to it. They fit together like so, and they don't move. So it provides an extra bit of holding power, versus having it just flat and having to have a dowel on one side in order to help keep it in place and to marry it up. Anyways, it makes for a stronger rod. These Gen 4 rods are supposed to be a pretty good deal. They're better than the Gen 3s by quite a bit. Not only because they're full floating, but also because they are just better rods. They're stronger than what the Gen 3 ones are. Typically, I'd say on any rod, and I mean in general, on any rod, the rod bolts are your weak link to the rod itself. And so what happens is on the big end, you get too much going on, and it starts pulling these guys apart. Then when this gets apart any, the bearing will rotate in there, and which causes spun bearing, and then it causes issues. Big end go boom, and that's about all she wrote. So then usually it'll kick this end. What's left of this guy will kick it out the side of the block, and then that's about all she wrote. So this, I'd say they look really good. Like I said, I think all they did to refurbish these is to put a new bushing in the end down here, and size it and hone it, and away you go. Anyways, they look really good. I'm happy with how how it all comes out. I mean, how the price on these guys was very reasonable. I think at $170 for a complete set of refurbished rods. Anyway, we got them in reasonable time, which brings me to my next point. We still don't have the block back from the machine shop. We discovered that when they were out machining it, we discovered that the block itself would not clean up at 30 over. So what we had to do is go 40 over. Well, unfortunately, we'd already bought 30 over pistons, so we had to order 40 over pistons. I don't know if I mentioned all that or not in a previous video, but I'll mention it again. So they're not due to be shipped from Summit until June 13th. That's the tentative scheduled date for it. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Still waiting on the manufacturer to have it provided to Summit, I think, and then on like that. So we're still waiting on that. Speed Pro pistons and or their Seal Power, I guess, really Seal Power pistons and Hastings rings with the top plasma moly. The rings are 1.2, 1.5, and 2.5, which should 2.5 for the oil ring, and that should provide us with a little extra, hopefully a little less drag, which frees up a little horsepower in the engine. It doesn't hurt anything, and I have to tell you, the pistons, I like the pistons. They look really nice. So that's where we're sitting at with everything. Let's see. I do need to, as you can tell, on the ground here, I'm going to get all this cleaned up before we get the block back, so that I have a clean working area. Looks like that the machine shop would like to, Eubanks would like to buy this block from us, the 5.3, to be able to do whatever they're going to do with it, which is cool. I don't have any problem with that. Maybe what we're going to try and do is offset the machine costs with the block and whatever else parts they want from the long block. I'm more than happy to hand over the heads with that, the oil pan that can go, any of the other covers except for the valve covers, we need those. But the front and the back covers, they can take those. I'll have to pull out all the bolts and put it all back together as far as that goes. Anyways, and they can have the 7 pistons that are okay. They can have the 8th piston or what's left of it. I don't really care, but is what it is. So. Again, I think that's where we're at, and that's where we're headed. Hopefully, one of these days, we're going to be able to get things put together and get. I'm remembering everything but nothing. We're also going to try and get the. We're also going to try and get the Sonoma here so that we can start working on that. We're going to tear the front end apart so that we can get it cleaned up and spray paint, just rattle can it, spray paint the engine bay to make it just clean it up and look a little bit better. Also get rid of the engine side wiring harness from the 4-cylinder. We won't need that anymore, and we'll go from there. So anyway. In this Polster 2, just getting you guys caught up a little bit, what's going on and where we're headed with the Sonoma build. And until next time, be well.